G no I
Words about books, Ben.
It's Words About Books, Nate. The Yuletide special.
Oh shit! I guess this is Christmas week.
Yeah, this is the week. This is the so we had a little bit of a challenge in that Christmas books suck, and we needed a Patreon poll. And I had an idea where what if instead of celebrating the frankly terrible holiday of Christmas, we celebrated Yule by
What's the
selecting
difference?
Jesus.
Okay, but what's the real difference? I don't have any Jesus in my house, and I'm still
What's
celebrating
the real
Christmas.
difference? Santa, maybe?
There you go. The patron saint of Christmas.
Yeah. So I gave the patrons a selection of several different Old Norse like stories we could do, and they picked Reginsmal and Fafnismal.
Yeah, that's
You want
how
to try to say
this.
that?
Yeah, Reginsmal and Fafnisma.
Fafnismal. So it means literally, it means the words of Regan and the words of Fafnir.
So Jesus is the words of Jesus.
Yeah, it would
There you
be
go.
like Jesus small. But yeah, so I'll do my quick Viking Tales disclaimer. I'm not a white supremacist. I just like the stories. There's a little bit of that going around these days, and I don't support it. I just like magic swords. There's also the I'm not Astru, which is a reconstructed Norse pagan faith. I'm not. There's a new one I've seen called Norse animism. YouTube thinks I want to hear about that because I'm into this stuff. And near as I can tell, it's a bunch of guys LARPing that they understand the ways of the old pagans that no one does.
I was once asked to LARP.
Yeah.
That guy should have been embarrassed. Should have been a lot more embarrassed about asking another grown man to do that.
No, my thing with these reconstructed religions, they don't have any basis in the sources. They don't have any basis in archaeology. They're just people making stuff up. And some of them are more honest about that than others. But nobody ever presents it as made up. They always present it as this is what Norse pagans believed, when the truth is the only thing we know about Norse pagans is what the Christians wrote down about them, and they didn't write down a lot of their practices. So that's where that is. I am going to read to you guys today. Well, it's a combination of stuff I wrote because my preferred translation is still under copyright, and stuff I'm going to make up on the spot. But it is going to follow very, very closely Reginsmal and Fafnismal from the Poetic Edda. And this is part of the story of young Sigurd's life, Sigurd the Dragon Slayer, son of Sigmund. This is part of the Saga of the Volsungs. Oh, well, this isn't the Saga of the Volsungs is a separate text, but these are the Volsungs we're talking about, and they're a very important Old Norse family. I think they were actually Franks, though. Nobody really knows, like, if there is a historical Sigurd, but they mention the River Rhine a lot, and there were people with similar names. There were people with similar names in the Frank tribe. So,
where does this take place, like time wise?
Time wise, very
how
unclear.
Roman is the world?
I would say that the nothing in the Poetic Edda, I think, is written older than about the year 900 AD. And so it's probably I don't know, maybe like 500s.
Okay.
So there's a lot of small kings, a lot of Germanic tribes. Rome has sort of lost control of the.
Yeah, the good old days are over.
yeah, Rome sort of lost control of the north there for a little bit, and that's when this flourished. I will be telling you how the hero Sigurd earned his title and his treasure. There are several versions of the story of Sigurd Sigmundsson, the Dragon Slayer, Fafnir's Bane.
Oh shit!
He is in a lot of early Germanic traditions on the continent and in Scandinavia. As I said before, this one, we're doing the Scandinavian one. This is the Poetic Edda from Iceland. So, to start the story, you need to know a few things about Sigurd. So, long ago, along the banks of the river Rhine, there lived a boy named Sigurd. He was the son of Sigmund, and Sigurd never knew his father. Sigmund died fighting the sons of Hunding before Sigurd was even born.
It's still cooler than I'm gonna go out for some smokes. I'll be back in a moment.
Sigurd's mother, Hjordis, remarried to a son of King Hjalprik, and she was permitted to raise Sigurd in Hjalprik's house.
Rather than, like, kill him and eat him? Like,
kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, rather than cast him out.
What a generous guy.
It is kind of generous to have the young vengeance-seeking son of a different king in your kingdom, but we'll find out. Hjalprik kind of had some thoughts about what he might do with Sigurd. I think Hjalprik is okay with this because he doesn't particularly like the sons of Hunding. That's my personal headcanon there.
Yeah, and then you just unleash this kid, and
yes.
Worst case scenario, the kid just dies, and then you're like, oh, well, whatever.
It's kind of where this is going.
But still get to lay with his mom, though, right? Like, he's dead, and like she's still here. Like,
it's a son of Hjalprik that married Hjordis. But also in the house of Hjalprik was a dwarf named Regin.
Yeah, I hear the Romans really cracked down on that. No dwarves, no elves, nothing like that. You're all Romans.
Yeah, they only had sprites and satyrs. And
that was early Rome. Once Jesus came along, it was all smooth sailing.
Once Jesus came along, it was just angels and demons.
Started the purge. Yeah, he started the purge.
So Regin was wise, and he was more skilled in craft than any man. He was also well-versed in magic. Regin took Sigurd under his wing, and he taught him many things. And one day, Regin told young Sigurd of Regin's parents and siblings, and their encounter with the Aesir, the holy gods. The Aesir.
The Ass-Eater?
Aesir.
Okay. All right.
A lot of people say that's what they're Aesir.
Okay, that's much better. Yeah, that's
the
way you said it the first time.
Yeah, because that's the pronunciation. Aesir.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm 12 years old. Continue.
That's how they say it in Old Norse. I'm sorry. We'll say Aesir from here on out, so you can move past it.
I will never. But continue. Yeah.
So, Odin, Loki, and Honir once came to a place known as Andvari's Falls.
Who's that third guy?
Honir.
What's his deal?
He's around. He's in the background. he's in the background of
he's not doing the cool stuff, but like he'll be there when Ragnarok happens. He's not gonna make it out of there.
I think Loki might make fun of him at the feast in that one poem, but he doesn't do a lot. Yeah, he doesn't do a lot in this poem either.
Okay.
But Honir was there. It wasn't just Odin and Loki. And they went to Andvari's Falls, and this was a waterfall where there was an abundance of fish. And a dwarf named Andvari lived there, hence the name. And he often took on the shape of a pikefish, and he ate well. Dwarves can shapeshift in this. That's not really explained, but you're going to have to understand that can happen.
They used to have that in Lord of the Rings, but they lost it at some point, right?
Well, the thing with dwarves, and this is a whole separate conversation, but
are they actually like small?
They are actually mentioned as well. There's a line in the poem. There's kind of like one line that bases everything about their being small on. And I think it's in this poem. Is Regan was short like a dwarf.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're kind of mentioned as being small, but it's questionable like what a dwarf is. The word is dvergar for dwarf, and they also refer to them as, don't laugh, I think they refer to them as Svartelf, and that means black or dark elf.
Okay, so dark elves are not a different thing then.
It could be that dark elves are dwarves.
Is this where Tolkien got the inspiration to not describe the elves in any detail other than how fair they were?
I can tell you Tolkien said in his letters that if he had it to do again, he would not have called them elves.
What would he have called them?
I don't know, but he said, especially when The Hobbit came out, I think he was unhappy with the assumption of a lot of people, like when he first saw people doing art for The Hobbit, that the elves were like Santa's elves, small.
Or Keebler.
Yeah. But yeah, it's questionable. Like the D&D manual of things kind of gives you the impression that these words mean a very specific species of creature, when often it's vague. Like what we might
D&D
call
even has dark dwarves.
Yeah, which they call the Dvergar. Like when somebody in Old Norse text says troll, they're using that like we would use the word monster. And when somebody says elf, sometimes they're using that the way we would use the word spirit. These are vague things that refer more to like a classification of being than a specific species of being. But for the purposes of this story, dwarves are dwarves, and they can change shape.
All right.
So
Is
Andvari...
that a common ability? Because I know Loki does that a lot.
I'm going to tell you, across all mythologies I have ever read, Norse, Greek, Japanese, shape-shifting is what supernatural creatures do. Like, the Japanese word bakemono literally means, like, shape-changing thing. So, I think that's just how ancient peoples conceived of the supernatural. It's like these are things that change shape. But yeah, Loki can change shape. Odin changes shape. Loki accuses Odin of changing, of transforming himself into a woman so that he could have sex with a man and do sex magic.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of shape changing. You know who never changes shape? Thor.
Yeah,
does
you're
wear-
right. He wears
he
drag, but he doesn't
does wear a
change
dress.
shape.
He did do drag
just-
once, but he didn't change shape. So anyway, there's a dwarf named Anvari. He lives as a fish and he eats fish, and that's working for him.
Yeah, that sounds
he-
like the ideal life to me.
He also has a solid investment strategy. We'll come back to that. So
NFTs.
Reagan
To the
had a brother. His brother's name was Otter, or Otter. There is a manga now called Otter, and it just means his name is Otter, and the character in the manga has nothing to do with this character. But that's okay.
Oh, I was hoping it was about a cool otter.
No, well, this story is about an otter. So, Reagan's brother Otter often fished there as well, in the shape of, you might have guessed it, an otter. And as the Aesir approached, Otter was enjoying some fresh fish on the riverbank with his eyes closed. He was just really into it. He was enjoying the experience.
Okay.
This is an important detail because what Otter didn't notice, because his eyes were closed, and in the actual text it says his eyes were closed, was that Loki, seeing this majestic otter and not knowing that this was no mere animal, desired the otter's pelt. And he immediately picked up a rock and chucked it and nailed Otter in the skull, killing him instantly.
Oh my god.
The Aesir then skinned him and made a bag of the pelt.
Did it ever shape change back?
No, we're gonna find out what happened next.
God.
So this is Reagan telling the story to a young Sigurd. So Reagan's brother Otter just died and was skinned by the gods. So that evening, the Aesir came to the house of Hreithmar. This was Reagan's father. And they showed him their catch and this awesome bag they made. And upon seeing the bag, Hreithmar immediately recognized the skin of his son, who used to transform into an otter, and he flew into a rage. Reagan and his siblings took the Aesir prisoner and told them that if they wanted to live, they would have to pay the blood price for this crime. They would fill this bag with gold, and then they would cover it with gold.
Like,
And
okay, no, I'm following you.
yeah,
I
they're gonna fill the bag with gold.
We're
and
gonna
then
fill
they're
it
gonna
with gold,
pile-
and then we're gonna pile gold onto it.
That's
Okay.
how much gold I want. And the Aesir
Who do you think
agreed.
this guy was? Oh shit. Okay.
Thor's not with them. That's the important part.
And
It was
So,
Odin,
crisis
Loki,
averted.
Honir. So,
Thor didn't just bash all their brains in with his hammer and was done with it.
no, Thor wasn't with them, so that's why we're gonna pay. And we'll see. They still weasel out of it. So
They do that a lot.
They do that a lot. They're making a lot of friends here today. Don't worry. So they agree to pay. And the negotiations happen, and they're like, well, one of us has to leave to get the gold. Loki, go get the gold. And
no one knows his reputation as, like, the trickster one, right?
They know his reputation as, I don't know, maybe the dwarves don't. So Loki, he is allowed to leave to go collect the gold. And Loki comes up with a plan. He borrows a net. And he returns to Andvari's Falls. And he casts his net and catches himself a pikefish. And
Oh boy.
what's this? Loki asked. A fish who doesn't know how to avoid a net? Loki suspects his fish is no ordinary fish. And he tells it, "You may keep your head if you can find me some gold."
So Loki's plan was, shit, I don't have gold. I guess I'll go fishing. And then just kind of make up a plan as I go along?
I think he knows who the fish is.
Okay, so he knew where to find this guy.
I think he knew. That's the
Okay,
implication.
that makes a lot more sense than like, well, shit, I guess I'll go fishing now.
I will tell you, I'm adding, and as we go through, I'm going to be adding a lot of stuff I read into the text to it. The text offers no explanation for why Loki does this, but I think it, from the way things flow, there is a kind of like dream logic to a lot of these myths, but it does kind of seem like Loki knows who he's catching and that he has gold to give. Or Loki just, this isn't the first fish he interrogated. It's just the first that talked. We don't know.
Loki didn't know where to get some gold, and he spent the whole afternoon just catching fish until one of them talked back to him.
So the fish spoke, and if you're a fan of The Hobbit, you may recognize this fish's father.
Smeagol.
The fish said, "I am Andvari, son of Oin.
Oh shit.
It was a cruel Norn who cursed me to live in the water." "Tell me, Andvari," Loki said, "what should a man get if he exchanges false words with another?" "They get much," Andvari replies. "All those men who will wade into the river Vathgelmir. They will suffer for a long time in return for their untrue words." And this is another part of the poem that offers no explanation, so I'm going to offer you a little explanation. Loki, I believe, is threatening Andvari, saying, "You know what's going to happen if you lie to me, right?" And Andvari is saying, "Oh, yes, I know." And interestingly, maybe giving Loki back a little sass because of Loki's reputation as, like the father of all lies.
Yeah, you're trying to get gold for this guy right now, and you're kidnapping me, you jackass.
Yeah, no, Loki. So he's telling, he's acknowledging Loki's threat, but also telling Loki that yes, those men will wade the river Vathgelmir, and Vathgelmir is another kind of vague concept, but in Voluspa it is mentioned that wading into the river Vathgelmir is a punishment in hell for oathbreakers, murderers, adulterers, and other kind of betrayal type crimes. People who have made some kind of commitment and broken it. So I think he's kind of saying to Loki that he'll cooperate, but one day, Loki, you might get yours.
Yeah, like, maybe you should go to a feast and get drunk.
So Andvari then agreed to show Loki all the gold that he had. And Loki took it all, until all that Andvari had left was a single ring. And then Loki took that too. The dwarf Andvari hid from Loki then, and he spoke. "This gold that once belonged to Gust will be the death of 2 brothers. It will cause grief for 8 kings. No one will enjoy my treasure."
And
To which
Loki's
Loki
like,
said, "Bye.
yeah, I was gonna say, cool. See you
Good
later.
news. It's not for me." So Loki returned to Hreithmar's hall, and he filled the bag with gold, and then he covered the bag with gold. And when this was done, Hreithmar pointed out that one whisker had remained uncovered, and Odin took the ring and Varanot and covered the whisker with it.
It's never a good thing when your ring is named.
No, it's not. You have your gold, Loki said. We've paid a high price for our heads, but I don't foresee happiness for your son. This gold will be the death of both of you. And then Hreithmar says, you have given us gifts unwillingly. You have not given with your whole heart. I would have killed you if I'd known this fate beforehand. It will only get worse, Loki said. Family will tear each other apart for this gold, and it will cause unhappiness for kings not yet born. To which Hreithmar replies, the gold will be mine for as long as I live. Your threats don't frighten me. Get out. Go away. Go home.
Shut up.
And so, after the gods departed, Regin and his brother, Fafnir, asked Hreithmar for their share of the gold in payment for the loss of their brother. Hreithmar declined to share the gold. So, Fafnir returned with sword in hand while Hreithmar slept and stabbed his father.
Wow. You did it while he slept too.
Hreithmar
Pussy.
called out for his daughters. Lingaith, Lofaith, I'm dying. You are destined to take action, even if you must do so unwillingly. And by this he means go kill Fafnir. And Lingaith answers, few sisters will take vengeance on a brother, even for a father. And Hreithmar says, well then, have a daughter, a wolf fierce girl if you cannot have a son with some king. Marry that girl to a man and her son will avenge your sorrow. And then he died.
Well, then just have some children. We'll kick this vengeance can down the block a little bit. And
It does happen. Fafnir takes all the gold, and he makes to leave. And Regin asks Fafnir for Regin's share of the inheritance from their father. To which Fafnir...
hey, half of that is mine, he said to the murderer.
Yeah, to which Fafnir raised, presumably, his middle finger and walked out the door. He did not... It just says in the text, Fafnir gave him nothing. So Regin goes to his sister, Linghaith, and he asks for her advice. And I'm reading a little bit into the text here. She kind of looks Regin up and down and it says, speak pleasantly with your brother. You won't get anything from Fafnir if you try to persuade him with a sword. And I'm reading into that she thought he'd get his ass kicked.
Yeah, that's correct. I agree.
So, all of these things Regin said to Sigurd. And on the day when Sigurd first arrived at Regin's hall, Regin said to himself, here is the son of Sigmund. He is a clever boy. He has more courage than this old dwarf. This hungry wolf has hope of good hunting. I will raise him to be a war-brave king. He will be the greatest king under the sun. And so Sigurd stays with Regin. Regin would go on to tell Sigurd how Fafnir now laid on Nita Heath in the form of a great dragon. He has a helmet, Fafnir does, that will instill fear and terror in all living things. He is able to blow great clouds of poison from his mouth. In Norse myth and Beowulf, I guess, dragons breathe poison, not fire. Though I guess in Beowulf he does fire too. In Beowulf he does fire and poison. Things you got to up the ante every time.
It just depends on what color of dragon it is.
Do any of them blow poison? I thought acid is as close as it gets.
Good point. I think maybe you're right.
Yeah.
I usually just play human, so I don't know. Represent.
What does that have to do? As opposed to like a dragonborn. Oh, you don't have a breath weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sigurd stays with Regan for a few years, till he's in his teenage years. And Regan forges a sword for Sigurd named Grom. This sword was sharp enough to split a tuft of wool as it flowed down the river Rhine. He just puts the sword in the river, and they have a tuft of wool flow down, and it cuts it clean in half. That's pretty impressive. But also, because we need to drive the point home, Sigurd goes home and cuts Andvari's anvil in half.
Damn.
It's a sharp sword.
What? Andvari, the fish?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. He cuts Regan's anvil in half. Andvari lays low after getting robbed. Sorry.
Yeah, I would too.
Got my dwarves mixed up. So, Regan makes Sigurd this sword, Grom, gets his anvil cut in half, and when Regan sees Sigurd has cut this anvil in half, he's like, you know what you should do, Sigurd? I think you should go kill Fafnir.
Is this how he avenges his father, or those are different guys, I thought?
Interesting, Nate. You're following along great. Sigurd replies to Regan and says, the sons of Hunding who killed my father and grandfather would laugh it out loud if I cared more about golden rings than the vengeance of Sigmund. And now that he has his sword, and now that he is of fighting age, though probably still a child by the laws of our time, Sigurd
just like Naruto, it all ties in.
Yep, Sigurd. This is the original shonen. Sigurd goes to King Hjalprik himself and says he would like to seek vengeance for his father. And Hjalprik's like, showtime.
They bust out the ring.
Hjalprik outfits Sigurd with ships and men to avenge his father. And they set out to face the sons of Hunding. And Regan tags along.
Just fuming about the fact that we're not killing Fafnir.
He seems to be in pretty good spirits.
Okay. Is he thinking like, first you get your revenge, then you get my revenge?
Yeah, first we do this, then we'll do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you owe me one because I trained you to be a fighting badass and gave you a sword, so... You know, do me a solid when you're done.
So, they're caught in a bad storm, and they're forced to wait near the shore. And while they're waiting near the shore for this storm to abate...
I'm trying to figure out where we are in real geography, and I think I should not do that.
No, I wouldn't. So I would tell you... We're
I'm like, they're caught in a storm on the River Rhine?
No, I think they're in the sea. I think they
North?
I think they're heading north.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense.
They're heading into Scandinavia.
Yeah.
So they're caught in a bad storm, and they're forced to wait. And a man is standing on the rocks nearby. A man perhaps clad in a gray coat, perhaps with a long white beard and maybe one fewer eyes than you'd expect.
Yeah, Boromir would have brought me Gandalf the White.
Says, "Who is riding those ships on the high waves? Those ships are sweating with the trouble. I doubt they'll stand up to this wind." Regan answered this man, "I am here with Sigurth on these ships." Sigurth's leading this, by the way. This is Sigurth's deal. If you got a problem, it's Sigurth you're going to want to address that with. And he says, yeah, this wind will blow us to our deaths. A high wave crashing on the deck can wreck a ship. Who is it that asks? The old man replies, "They call me Battle Stirrer. When young Volsung set a table for the ravens, they called me Battle Stirrer. You can call me Man on the Rock, or Burden, or Spellcaster. I'd like a ride on your ship."
Oh, sweet. We won't die if you're on this ship, I'm sure.
They went to the man, and he came onto the ship. And the very moment he stepped aboard, the weather cleared immediately.
I was right!
So they begin sailing, and Sigurd says to the man, perhaps suspecting who he is, Odin always does this. He always gives, like, weird names. Like, I think he calls himself Bolverker, which means evildoer, one time. Anytime you see a mysterious old guy standing on, it's Odin. And if he asks you to do something, you better just do it, because he'll kill you if you don't. So Sigurd says, "Tell me, Battle Stirrer, you know the omens of gods and man." And we're going to just talk about some stuff that doesn't have anything to do with the story. These are just kind of like Norse bits of advice, I guess. You know the omens of gods and man. What is the best kind of omen when men are going into battle? Oh, there are many good omens before one goes into battle, if you know how to recognize them. For example, if a flock of black-winged ravens follows your army into battle, that's a pretty good sign. You don't want to look for that. If you're out on the road and you see two men standing in your path ready to make battle, that's a good omen. That's good for you.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. No, that means you're going to do great. If you're
Okay.
under an ash tree and you hear the howl of a wolf,
There's that ash thing again.
you will have good luck if you see your enemy before he sees you.
I think that in general, you don't even need the ash tree or the wolf. If you see your enemy before he sees you, you have a huge advantage, right?
All I know is every time I've seen an enemy before he saw me, there was an ash tree and a wolf, and I think they're related.
All right.
Never fight a battle while facing the setting sun. Bold men have victories only when they can see what they're doing.
And no one point out, like, well, I have two working eyes.
Well, that's actually like a Sun Tzu thing, is like, don't plan a battle so that you're charging into the sun. That's always stupid. And Odin has also recognized that it helps to be able to see. You're in grave danger if you trip on your way to the battle. That means evil spirits stand on either side of you and want you to fail. And this is just a bit of general advice. Every man should keep his hair combed and his body clean. Always eat a good breakfast in the morning. I'm not making this up. This is in the poem. This is in the poem. Always
Your
eat in the morning.
shoelaces aren't tied together.
Hang on, I'll just read this one directly. I'll read this part
is
directly.
literally the sun was in my eyes. I didn't eat a good breakfast this morning. My shoes are tied together.
This is the direct quote from Jackson Crawford's Poetic Edda 2nd edition. Every man should keep himself combed and clean, and eat up in the morning. You never know where you'll be in the evening, so it's bad to leave home hungry. It's not really an omen. That's just good advice. When Odin talks, you write it down, okay? Doesn't matter if Odin's had a little bit to drink.
If anything, that makes him even more wise.
We'll do Havamal sometime. The wisdom of Odin. Some of it's good. A lot of it is like reasonable, just like good advice, and some of it is oddly specific. But okay, so having spoken with Odin, the poem does not say much about what happens next, only that Sigurd arrived and had a great battle against Lyngvi, son of Hunding, and his brothers. And that Sigurd killed all 3 brothers and Lyngvi. And as Sigurd...
Is that the guy who killed Sigurd's dad?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I was like,
And as Sigurd is carving the blood eagle into Lyngvi, and if you don't know what a blood eagle is, don't look it up.
I do. Vikings. I played Crusader Kings 3.
It is a pretty brutal. I don't know if they did it while people were alive, but kind of implied here that they did. Yeah, kind of implied here that they did. So Sigurd, presumably like teenage boy, is carving the blood eagle into the back of his... I'm not going to describe it. Look it up if you want to look it up. I don't need to put the explicit flag on this podcast.
Turn the safe search off first. You want to get all that.
You're going to want to see this. You're going to see this. It's pretty bad. So as he's doing this, presumably the man finally stops screaming, having bled out.
Oh yeah, if you scream, you're not going to Valhalla. You got to grit your teeth and push through that.
Well, I don't know if he was screaming. It doesn't say if he screamed, but I'm going to tell you
like
what.
A screamer.
I bet he did. I bet most of them did.
He sounds like a screamer. Yeah.
You know what else doesn't get you into Valhalla? Losing a lot of battles. Losing battles to 14-year-old boys. I didn't see a Valkyrie on the battlefield, I'm just saying. So, anyway. Regan comes up to him and he's like, so, it's a good blood eagle you carved. Carved with a bitter blade. And I gotta tell you what, kid. No better man than Sigurd has ever soaked the earth with blood and set a table for the ravens. Now about Fafnir. And they talk. They go home to Hjalprik, and they have this conversation again. And Sigurd agrees. He will help Regan. He will go and he will deal with Fafnir. And we can just decide who gets what part of the treasure later.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we don't need to hammer that out right away. We'll figure
definitely
that out.
not.
Yeah, we'll figure that out later. So, Sigurd and Regan go to Nidaheath, where Fafnir lays in the form of a dragon on his hoard of treasure. And they notice that there is a path carved in the earth from Fafnir's great bulk as he slithers. He's not a winged dragon. He is a great serpent.
He's a big old fat guy.
Like Glaurung from the
So was
Silmarillion.
was he the son of a king? Like his dad was a king and he killed his dad?
Who,
Fafnir.
it doesn't specifically say his dad was a king, but he did kill his dad.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, shouldn't he be ruling a kingdom? No, this makes sense. Okay. Okay, how big was this sack that he's a big old dragon laying on his hoard of gold?
Pretty big. And,
I need you to fill this entire sack of gold. It's like the size of a fucking house or something.
it's possible he got more gold somewhere along the way. But they do describe the whole heath as like a glittering pile of treasure.
Okay.
There's a lot here. I will also say there's a lot here, and the logistics of transporting it and storing it are not really part of the story.
Yeah, they're kind of getting in the way of your myth. You know,
Yeah.
we had to take an aside for
It's like
someone
D&D. We don't always do weight, as long as it just doesn't get ridiculous.
Yeah.
Assume
Yeah, no.
Sigurd has this in like a bank account somewhere. After this.
I assume that was that was in the original oral tradition, and then like the next guy was like, I'm gonna cut that part.
Third
we
edition.
didn't
We're going
need to
to
hear
we're
all
going
that.
to a D20 system. I'm done with this.
Yeah.
So, they see that there's this path carved in from the heath to like the river where Fafnir comes when he needs water. Every time Fafnir goes down, he blows a cloud of poison around him so that no living thing can even get close. And
Coward.
he did murder his dad in his sleep. He's not a great guy.
Yeah, that's true.
So Sigurd comes up with a plan. And remember this for the Silmarillion. He decides to dig a deep pit in the path. And he hides himself in the pit. And he waits. And when Fafnir slithers over, Sigurd lunges up with his sword and stabs him directly in the heart.
Damn.
Sigurd blows a bunch of, or not Sigurd, but Fafnir blows a bunch of poison, but it goes right over Sigurd's head. He thrashes about, and then eventually sort of comes to rest, and Sigurd jumps out of the pit. And Fafnir, his reaction is a little weird. He says, the first thing he says is, "Who is your father?" "What family are you from? You who have soaked your blade in Fafnir's blood. Who are you?"
Who's your daddy?
And then Sigurd, he doesn't want to reveal his name because they believed in old times that the words of a dying man were powerful, and if he cursed you by name, it would have great effect.
Ah.
So Sigurd plays a game that Bilbo played much better.
What's in my pocket?
No,
it's
when
another sword.
When Bilbo spoke with Smaug, he was real coy about who he was and what his name was. And Sigurd kind of plays that game. Yeah, we'll see. He's not very good at it. Sigurd says, I am known as Noble Beast.
Odysseus
am
did
a-
it better.
Odysseus did it a lot better. Sigurd's not a thinking man. The pit thing was his whole intelligence role. Sigurd's not famous for being a tactician here. He's like, I'm a motherless son, and I don't have a father like the sons of men do. I'm always alone. And Fafnir says, okay, if you have no father like the sons of men do, how were you born?
Jesus.
And Sigurth's like, well,
Shit. You got me.
you know what? Yeah, I don't think you would actually know any of the people I'm related to. My name's Sigurd.
Oh, okay. Wow. He just...
My father was Sigmund.
You know, the best... You could have just said, I don't want to tell you. Okay, bye.
No, it's literally like stanza after stanza. He's like, first stanza, I'm a motherless son. I don't have a father. Second stanza, if you have no father, how were you born? Third stanza.
Third stanza.
Okay,
well,
my name's Sigurd. Yeah.
You got me.
Like,
You caught me in that brilliant lie. Damn it.
My name's Sigurd. My father was Sigmund, and I fucking killed you. I killed you dead. And Fafnir is gonna have a big old anime death scene. He's gonna talk for a long time.
he's gonna have a big old curse for you. You fucking idiot.
So Fafnir asks, who put you up to this? Why did you let them convince you to kill me? You fierce-eyed young man, I don't doubt you had a warlike father. And Sigurd's like, okay, first off, no one put me up to this, okay? My courage made me do this. I did this. I climbed mountains because they're there, okay? I don't need a reason. The challenge is the reason, okay?
This is just another weekend for me. I've got a farm to tend to, okay?
My courage made me do it. My hand assisted me, and my sharp sword, too.
My hand assisted me!
I only have 2 allies. Right and left. And the very, very sharp magical sword I hold in them.
Which, is that still lodged in this dude's chest, or like did he
I think
take
it
that
is,
out?
actually.
Okay.
I think it is still lodged in his chest. And Sigurd says, Not many men are brave when they reach adulthood, if they were cowards as boys. And that's why, as a 14-year-old boy, I murder people. And Fafnir's laughing at him. He's like, yeah. Maybe if you'd grown up with your family, maybe I'd believe that you killed me out of some act of bravery. But you're a captive. An orphan taken in war. And they say you can always tell a slave by the way he trembles.
Ah, shit. Stab him again.
Sigurd says...
I'm talking a lot of shit for a dead guy.
Sigurd says, why are you coming at me like that? Why is it gotta be like that?
Yeah.
Just because I was raised far away from my...
Why are you coming at me like that?
Why do you mock me, Fafnir, is the actual
Why you hurt
line.
my feelings?
Why do you mock me, Fafnir, is the actual line.
God.
He says, just because I grew up away from my father's kin, I am no captive, though was kind of taken in war.
Shit.
Was kind of taken in war, but you know what? That's a free man's sword in your heart right now. So, I think maybe we know where each other stand now. And Fafnir says, you think that everything I say is some kind of insult, but I'll tell you the truth. My gold, all this wealth around you that you've come to claim, will bring about your death. And Sigurd says every man will have control of his money until his fated death day. But there's a time when each one of us leaves here for hell. And then now they're going to talk about...
Let's exchange our genealogies real quick.
No, this is where you got to kind of bear with the myth. They're going to bond a little, I guess. I don't know. Like, it just sort of turns into an exchange of advice. So Fafnir says, "You'll be doomed by the Norns if you sail too close to land. And what a foolish death it will be. You'll drown in the water. If you row in the wind, everything is dangerous for a doomed man." He's basically telling Sigurd that wherever you go, you're doomed now. I am cursing you. You're cursed.
Damn it! Damn it! Well, Sigurd isn't my real name. So there.
So Sigurd says, "Tell me, Fafnir," and this is kind of a repeating. They get into some repeating phrases, and this is one of them. "Tell me, Fafnir. They say that you are wise and very knowledgeable. Tell me about the Norns." And Fafnir says, "There are various different kinds of Norns. They're not all from one family. Some are Aesir in origin, some are elves, others are dwarves. Tell me, Fafnir, they say that you are wise and very knowledgeable. What is the name of the island where the Aesir and Surt will blend their blood with swords?" "The island is called Oskopnir. And there the gods will wage war. The Bifrost will break when they cross that bridge. I wore a terror helmet against all men so long as I sat on my treasure. I thought I was alone. I thought I alone was braver than anyone. Not many could face me. But you son of a bitch, you did it, didn't you?" Sigurd's like, "That terror helmet won't save you anymore. When angry men come together to fight, when you are among the bold, you'll find that no one is bravest of all." And
Shit, that's what I should have done. I should have said I was no one or nobody.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Sigurd's getting a little introspective. He's like, "I blew poison from my jaws as I lay upon this great treasure." And Sigurd says, "You, brave snake, blew your poison. You have a bold heart.
You stabbed your dad in your sleep. Fuck you, dude.
But men hate you.
Oh, yeah?
And they hate you more because you wear a helmet that terrifies them."
Wait. Was that always a thing? Was he always wearing a helmet?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. When did that come up?
It's been mentioned a few times. He has a helmet that scares people.
Okay.
It's a magic helmet that scares people.
I'm more afraid of the fact that he's a giant murder dragon that sprays poison, but I guess a helmet can do the trick too.
I think he mostly had the helmet for when he was a dwarf who was stabbing old men in their sleep. But like I said, they're bonding now. I don't know. There's a thing in Norse poetry where people who are dead or dying, I guess, are thought to see more, like, because they're kind of between worlds. They know things that you couldn't know in life.
Oh, so it's like your life flashing before your eyes, but it's other people's lives instead.
Yeah, like on a cosmic scale. It's like wisdom flashing before your eyes. So Jackson Crawford actually, he gives these lectures every now and then, and one of them was on the way time works in the myths, and he actually has a really interesting theory about how, like, the present is the present, but the past and the future are just kind of like not the present. They're closer to each other because they're not the present. So this is the only moment you can live, but if everything else is fated, then past and future is kind of just like turning pages in a book. And the people who are about to leave the page and step outside can kind of see the whole book. They don't just see the page they're on anymore. That's
a neat way
that's
of putting it.
like a theory he has. And so that's kind of like, because when Odin in Voluspa, when he is seeking knowledge about Ragnarok, he raises a witch from the dead and talks to her. He goes to the dead to find out more about the future.
Oh, I thought that was because she was an extremely knowledgeable witch. I didn't realize it was like she had to be dead first.
I think it helps that she's dead. I think it lets her see more of the plot, basically. So Fafnir is going to start giving Sigurd advice. They've come to respect one another as rivals, I guess. Speed running the shonen thing here.
I love you, Sasuke.
So he says to Sigurd, I'm going to give you some advice and you should take it. This gold is going to bring about your death. You should just go home. And Sigurd says, I hear what you're saying. I see you. I hear you. Your thoughts are valid. I'm going to take that gold. I'm going to take that gold. You're going to stay here and die. And you can go to hell. Because that's my gold now. And
Any chance you could undo that curse before he
Fafnir
died?
said, Regan betrayed me. He'll betray you as well. He will bring death to us both. And I think now, after about 5 pages, I'm near the point of dying. You had the greater strength for now, Sigurd. And Regan,
I bet you
who
could take Regan.
Regan, who had been conveniently not around when Sigurd fought Fafnir, comes back just now as Sigurd is wiping the blood from his sword. He says, Hail, Sigurd! You've won a victory and killed Fafnir. And I'm going to just read the actual line to you here because it's kind of a backhanded compliment. Of all men who live on the earth, I think you're the least cowardly.
Thanks?
Sigurd says, well, it's hard to say. There's a lot of, probably a lot of bold men who have never even bothered to kill another man.
And hey, also, where the fuck were you?
Yeah. And he says, you're rejoicing now. Rejoice, Sigurd, that you have killed my brother. Though I had a part in it too. Sigurd says,
I helped.
Sigurd says this whole thing was your idea. And this guy, this dragon, I'm 100% positive he would still be alive if I had not come with you. And Regan goes to Fafnir's body and cuts out the heart.
Damn.
And Regan drinks the blood from the wound.
Okay.
He tells Sigurd... He's getting bold. He tells Sigurd, sit now for a while, Sigurd. And do me a favor. Roast this heart for me. I intend to make a meal of it. And while you're roasting that, I'm going to catch a quick nap.
Oh my god!
I'll read you the actual thing, just so you know I'm not making this up. Sit now, Sigurd. Roast Fafnir's heart on the fire. I will be sleeping. I want to make a meal of his heart after that drink of dragon's blood.
Wow.
Sigurd has something to say about this. Perhaps understandably, he brings up, you were hiding pretty far away when I killed that dragon. I was killing a dragon while you were crawling around in the bushes. And Reagan says, yeah, true. But you know what? You weren't going to be killing any dragons if I didn't make you the best goddamn sword. And Sigurd says, I think maybe that a courageous heart means more than a sharp sword. I think maybe I've seen courageous men with dull swords do much better in battle than a coward with excellent gear. Despite this, they do as was suggested.
He's still taking a nap?
He still takes a nap. And he thought it was about fully cooked, that all the blood had boiled out. And he decided to test whether it was ready by touching it with his finger. You know how you do.
Yeah.
How hot is it? Pretty hot, actually. Very hot. And Sigurd, without even thinking about it, ow! And brought his finger to his mouth. And when he tasted...
He's got a taste of blood.
When he tasted that bit of blood of Fafnir's, he found he could understand the language of birds.
Okay.
There's a bit of magic.
As you do.
There's a bit of magic in that heart. And that might be why Reagan wants to eat it. And he heard some birds talking in the branches above him. And the birds are talking about him. Turns out that's what all birds are doing all the time, is making fun of you, judging you, talking about what they think you should do, what your mistakes are, what your strengths are.
I saw a comic where they hear birds chirping, and they're like, God, it's so beautiful. I wonder what they're saying. And it's just birds yelling, "Fuck me! Fuck me!" Because they're mating calls.
Well, these are birds who are just...
These are Old Norse birds.
These are gossipy birds. And the one bird saying to the other, it's like, hey, that's Sigurd sitting there. Look at him, all splattered with blood, cooking Fafnir's heart. I would say he was a smart guy if he ate that heart and didn't give it to Reagan. The other one says, oh yeah, there's Reagan over there, conspiring against Sigurd. You know he's going to betray him. Who trusts him? He'll justify the evil. He'll tell himself, I was just avenging my brother. And then a third bird comes in and he's like, yeah, you know what? I was thinking. I noticed you didn't ask. You guys never ask what I'm thinking. I think Sigurd that is, should do a little bit of a preemptive strike. I think he better get Reagan before Reagan gets him. And then Sigurd gets all the gold. One does kind of wonder if Sigurd could actually understand the speech of birds, or if this is just what he said afterwards to put the blame on the birds.
The birds were telling me this guy was planning on betraying me, guys.
A fourth bird comes in.
Damn.
Because literally, there's going to be 7 birds by the time this is done.
Jesus.
He says, the fourth bird's like, I agree. Sigurd thought to kill this guy. You know, I always say, when you see a wolf's ears, it's probably a wolf. And a fifth one says, he's not as wise as I would have thought, Sigurd. He's fought a lot of battles, but if he hasn't learned by now that you can't kill one brother while letting the other brother live, then I guess he's just not as smart as I thought he was.
Damn.
A sixth bird comes in and says,
Wait, you guys thought I was smart? You didn't see that thing with the whole Fafnir.
You can understand us. We can understand you.
Oh shit.
No, they do eventually talk. Sixth bird's like, I think he would be super dumb to let somebody as treacherous as Reagan live. Guy got his own brother killed. And a seventh is like, definitely, he's gotta kill this guy. Reagan should be a head shorter, and he should be deprived of his inheritance. And then Sigurd is like, God, it really would be shitty if Reagan had to kill me. That would be rough for him. I think
I'm gonna do him a favor.
I think I should save him from that. I think maybe both brothers go to hell today together.
What a nice guy.
And then no one's alone.
There you go.
Sigurd cut off Reagan's head. And then he ate Fafnir's heart. And then he drank
a nap. What was he thinking?
I think so. There are multiple versions of this story, and I do think that in some versions of this story, he is going off to plot. He's saying he's taking a nap, but he's going off to plot how to kill Sigurd.
Okay.
That's not specific here. There are longer versions of this story. So Sigurd, he cut off Reagan's head, ate Fafnir's heart, drank the blood of both Reagan and Fafnir. And then Sigurd heard the birds saying, and these birds, he's putting a lot of faith in them, by the way. And the birds are like, Sigurd, pack up all these treasures. It would not be kingly to worry for long. And, it's between you and me, Sigurd. I know of a woman you might like.
Nice. Bet.
The roads to Gyuki's halls are green, and they show the way for warriors. Sigurd, Gyuki is a rich king, and he's raised a hot daughter.
Hell yeah.
You could buy her.
I'm sorry?
That's the exact line. So there would be a bride price, a dowry.
Damn.
He is not going to own her as property.
Okay. And I get rid of this gold that has cursed me.
Well,
It's like win-win.
not all of it. You know, like, I mean, how expensive can one hot chick be?
I mean, how hot is she, bro?
We'll see. We'll see. So they tell him there is a hall high on Hinderfjall, encircled around by flame. Wise men have made that wall from living, ardent fire. And there is a Valkyrie who sleeps on that mountain where fire plays. There's a little bit of a Sleeping Beauty thing going on here. Odin stung her with a thorn, and she fell into a deep sleep from which she never awakens. And he did this because this particular Valkyrie killed the wrong dude. She killed a different man than the one Odin told her to kill. And Sigurd, if you could see that Valkyrie beneath her helmet. Oh boy, Sigurd, look, I'm just a bird, man. But be glad I'm just a bird, you know, or I'd be taking that treasure. Yeah, I'd be getting down there. But I'm on your side in this, Sigurd.
Me and my 6 friends who are all hanging
Yeah.
out in this tree.
And they say no one can break Sigurdrifa's sleep. No descendant of kings can change the decree of the Norns. So, Sigurd then follows Fafnir's trail to his lair. He opens the iron doors and the gates. There were pillars made of iron. They were dug deep into the earth. Sigurd found a great quantity of gold there, and he filled 2 chests with it. He took the terror helmet, a golden suit
That
of
was
armor,
always part of this story.
a golden suit of armor, and the sword Hroti, along with many precious treasures. And he loaded them onto his horse, Grani. The horse had always had a name, by the way. I just didn't mention it. But even with all that weight on that horse was so fucking cool that horse would not be convinced to move an inch unless Sigurd sat on it. Sigurd is not walking while this horse draws breath. And that is the end of Fafnismal.
Okay.
There's one more tale of young Sigurd's life. And that is, I would say, the meeting of the Valkyrie and Sigurd finding the girl of his dreams, but perhaps the wrong girl. Yeah. If you ever want me to tell that story in the same fashion, let me know. But I figured this would probably be all we'd have time for, and it is pretty close to what the usual episode length is. So I think we'll stop there.
All right.
Keep all of that story in mind for when we read the Silmarillion, because that is Turin Turambar. That's many of the events of the Children of Hurin. Yeah. Yeah, so what did you think, Nate? Norse myth, your thing?
Yeah, it's interesting enough.
A lot of birds, a lot of murder.
A lot of birds. A lot of people sleeping at inopportune times.
You do kind of like how everybody's like, so can we share the inheritance? Fuck you. I'm going to go to bed now. Gonna leave my door unlocked. Yeah.
It's Vegeta and Namek. You got these 7 Dragon Balls? Don't touch them. I'm sleepy.
There's also a poem before Reginsmal called Gripispa. And it is basically Sigurd goes to his uncle, who is known to be wise, and he asks him what his uncle foresees for him. And his uncle then proceeds to tell him everything that is going to happen in the next 3 stories, and including the tragic events that will lead to Sigurd's death. And Sigurd's just like, okay. And it makes no effort to avoid any of them.
That does seem to be the MO. I think in Greece they try, and then their attempt is what triggers their downfall. It seems like in Norse they're just like, all right, and then it happens because they do nothing.
The Norse attitude is definitely, look, the day you die is the day you die. You cannot avoid it. If you try to avoid it, you're a coward. The only choice you have in your death is if you face it, for lack of a better word, like a man or not.
How cool you look going out like
Literally,
a boss.
it's how cool you look. Will you die with your sword in your hand, or will you die running from the battle? Either way, you're dying today. But yeah, this is kind of a different approach to covering Norse stuff than we've done before. Like I said, I hewed pretty close to the poem, despite my snarky bullshit. It was actually most of the details that are there. If you like it, I'd be willing to do it again. If you don't like it, let me know and I will never do it again. And with that, I guess I will thank the patrons who selected this particular tale.
Yeah, do you know you can gift Patreon subscriptions, Ben? What a great
Did you know that you
thing.
can gift Patreon
For a
subscriptions?
last minute?
Why don't you give your friends the gift of words about books this holiday season?
Yeah.
Literacy is hard, but here at Words About Books, we believe that if you give us enough money, we'll just do it for you. I will tell you what is in every important book in the world. And you can support that mission for the low, low price, $2. $3 if you want the good stuff. $10 if you want your name in this list, including Jamie, the gravy man of the If You Want the Gravy blog. I'm sure there have been many movies made about Sigurd, especially in Germany, where I think there's an opera about it. And then there's Isekai Sensei Sama of the That Time I Got Reincarnated in the Same Role as an Anime podcast. There's Oter. That's a manga. Not great with the mythology, but he's Oter and he has a Filgia, and I think Njorther's there. I don't know if it's going to make it. And then there is, of course, Jacob Lansky. Nate, do you want to take this one?
Doing whatever the fuck he wants, motherfucker.
Hell yeah. And then there is Spooky Shy with a Y, over on TikTok, and also the Words About Occult Books podcast, which I will be recording here eventually. And who am I forgetting? John Bierce, of course. John Bierce, fan of Greek mythology. John Bierce. I think he should be a fan of Norse mythology, and I hope this helped. I hope this helped to convert him.
Yeah, he's watching Hercules from the Disney Channel. He should be watching Thor from the Disney Channel.
Oh, that hurt. That actually hurt a lot.